These highlights are brought to you by Vision Sport Mauritius. Since 2013, the short October break has given some of South Africa's best schoolboy sevens players the opportunity to embark on an adventure of a lifetime, the annual Vision Sport Mauritius Sevens Tournament. For many of the boys, the first time ever on an aeroplane. Some had to get brand new passports. So the excitement was high when close to 100 players, coaches and supporters boarded Air Mauritius flight MK852 for the 3.5-hour hop to the island. A nighttime arrival for the 5 South African teams, where they were met by the staff of Vision Sport Mauritius. The organisation was great, flight fatigue made way for excitement, and soon the boys are off to their respective hotels on the Mauritius west coast. Mauritius is an idyllic island known as one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. Set in the Indian Ocean, the island is isolated from the rest of the sports world, leaving locals with not many opportunities to develop and improve. Since 2014, those schoolboy sevens on the island, as well as in neighbouring Reunion and Madagascar, has blossomed as a result of the annual Vision Sports Sevens Tournament. This year, 5 schoolboy teams from South Africa travelled to Mauritius for the 3rd edition of the tournament. If the aspirant Seven Stars thought it was just going to be a holiday, they were hugely mistaken. Early the next morning, they were on the training field, and a great opportunity for the youngsters, with none other than Springbok Sevens legend Frankie Horn taking the players and their coaches through their paces.
It's a bit strange to be here and coach South African boys in Mauritius. It's still quite a surreal feeling, but yeah, it's nice to work with the guys. It's nice to be giving a bit back. I mean, I've been unfortunate this whole year to be ruled out with injury for the most of the time, so to give a bit back to the youngsters coming up, and hopefully that guys will play in national colours one day, and just to give it back to them and see what they can do over the weekend. It's pretty awesome.
You will see that smaller schools will be able to compete in a great manner against bigger schools with sevens, but they don't have the depth in 15-man rugby to do it. So it's definitely a platform that they can use to start off rugby in the country districts again.
It's developing them extremely well. You know, the rugby season ended off, you know, by August. So this period that's open, usually, you know, athletics comes in and so on. But now they get the experience in the sevens game, take it on to the 15 game. And for us, you know, on the West Rand, it's been a tremendous success.
Oh, it's unreal to know that we've been coached by Frankie Horn, and obviously we've got to put to work what he's given us. I've just started playing sevens now throughout this year, and I've really been enjoying it. Yeah, now that it's become an Olympic sport, everyone's working hard to obviously achieve a gold medal, and it's a fast game and it's an enjoyable game.
Most of the guys haven't travelled outside of KZN, nevertheless outside of the country, and yeah, being exposed to different cultures and stuff, it opens up their eyes and just shows what's available out there. And yeah, for them it's just an amazing learning curve, and yeah, hopefully they can build from this, and yeah, we'll see them again soon.
Knowing that the power of sport can take you from South Africa, especially if you've never been out of your own township or out of maybe KZN, and then sport can take you to Mauritius, and the fact that it's an Olympic sport now, it's more exciting. There's you want to play sevens more, and you know that if you make it and you make it to the big leagues, you can travel even more and you can experience more cultures and more life.
This is my 2nd time, so I love Mauritius. Beautiful place here. The boys are enjoying themselves, and we're not here just to play rugby. We're here to share our talents for the guys in the country and all that stuff.
And what more could a schoolboy rugby player hope for? Being coached by a legend and a week in Mauritius. And what a privilege for all these players to be coached and photographed with one of the legends of the game, Frankie Horn. After 68 consecutive tournaments for the Blitzboks on the HSBC Sevens World Series, Frankie retired from the game he has served with so much distinction over the years. His visit to Mauritius came just days after the announcement. And what better setting to reflect on an incredible career?
Yeah, it's definitely retirement for me. I think I've had a very good run. Been privileged enough to have a long career and be relatively injury-free throughout my career, and been totally blessed with that. I've seen some amazing players, played with some amazing players, played against some amazing players. So yeah, I've been totally blessed in my career. trying to qualify for the squad and playing in the Rome tournament, I've injured my wrist again, and then I had to go get it fixed up, and unfortunately the damage was so bad to the wrist that they had to fuse it. So unfortunately I'm done with playing the game, but I would really love to contribute and give back to the game by coaching and doing some clinics and getting more people involved in the sport. So I mean, I've been blessed by giving all these options and all these amazing things and meeting some incredible people throughout my career, and just to give all that back to other people, it's what the spirit of the game is about. So I've had some pretty amazing tournaments, played some pretty amazing events, and I've been fortunate enough to be part of some special teams and some special groups. We've won a Commonwealth, we've won a World Series, we've won some back-to-back tournaments, and just be generally successful in sevens, and establish Springbok sevens as a brand and as something for people to aspire to and look up to. I think it's going to be an exciting season laying ahead. I mean, new coaching staffs coming in, new players coming in. I mean, Fiji probably have to start over with a whole new coaching staff, or some of the coaching staff. A whole new group of fresh players. They've lost a lot of players. I think Kulinisa was the only guy to sign on from that batch as captain now to stay on to the Fiji side. And so they're going to have a whole new fresh look to their team. New Zealand's going to start with a new coaching staff. Kenya's restructuring, they're looking for a new coach. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, our guys have changed up, some new guys coming in. They got some exciting youngsters coming in. Some of the old hands are still staying there. You've got Carl Brown and Phillips Neyman signed on, and a couple of guys are going to play a few tournaments and then move on to 15. So I think it's going to be exciting. Yeah, guys are going to work now in 4-year cycles, where we work from year to year in the past with just series. Guys are going to have to compete for a series, World Cup, Commonwealth Games, and then Olympic cycle. So I think it's exciting times for sevens. Commonwealth Games is one of the special ones. I mean, the crowd was awesome. It's one of the best crowds I've ever played in front of. That whole build-up and that Commonwealth week was just something special. I mean, our guys were just full of energy, full of positiveness, and it was just something special to see. And I mean, I think it's also something good for Neil Powell as a coach to have come in, and after his second year of coaching, being thrown in the deep end, to win a Commonwealth medal, a gold medal, was just also something special. I mean, he was up against Gordon Chuchens, who won that 4 times before. So, I mean, yeah, it's something really special. I think that's one of my all-time favorites, and some of the back-to-backs and some of the home tournaments. Everything I did was always for the team. I mean, even playing the 50th tournament, the guys made me a jersey, a special jersey to play in, and I said I refuse to play it from the get-go. I'll maybe play the last game. And the management and Alan Temple-Jones, our bike connector, to say, please man, just play the last game maybe with it, or just wear it. So I wore the jersey, played in it, and unfortunately I busted my shoulder in that last game with that same jersey. So I was like, no, it's bad luck to play in something like that. But yeah, in any case, no, it was really special to be the first guy in South African history to play 50 consecutive tournaments and get 50 tournaments. So I mean, yeah, it was really setting the trend for the young guys coming through. I mean, now we've got 2 more on that list. Carl Brown just made it recently, and Chris Dry. So it's 2 old hands of the game as well, and 2 loyal followers of the game that's made it, and it's special to be part of a little elite group like that. The dynamic of sevens have changed so much, where it's like in the past we could just run through guys and just bash up and take it up. So, and the dynamic has changed so much. They're looking for more guys that can play and let play, and there's no more structure and putting it up and hard running. And those were the days where scrumming has changed so much, and that we were the guys that just wanted to scrum. So that's how you measured who was boss at the end of the day, where you could see who's going to win the scrum and who's going to be better. And it's changed so much lately that guys don't even really focus on that type of stuff anymore. I would like to be involved in coaching, especially consultant-based coaching, starting off clinics and starting off camps, spread the game, spread the knowledge of the game. I mean, I've been blessed to have been part of so much, and it would be a shame just to go let that, whatever I have to offer, die out and not be part of rugby. So starting off with some people, partnering up with some people just to get the game going, get some knowledge of sevens being spread, and just better the overall game and let more people play and be involved in it.
The tournament is a great deal more than just the actual competition. The organisers and the Mauritius Rugby Union have joined forces to ensure that the tournament also leaves a legacy in Mauritius. Every year, high-profile 7 stars from South Africa attend the event. This year it was Frankie Horn and another former Blitzbok, now referee, Egon Seconds. The pair conducted a number of coaching clinics all over the island with coaches and players.
There's a lot of development going on in Mauritius. Everything rugby based is development here. So we thought, why not spend a bit of time with the kids that show potential, and it was some amazing potential shown here. I think there are guys of the age of 14 and 15 that will give our guys at home a run for their money.
Some of the kids that do play rugby come from very difficult backgrounds, and some of the teachers here asked us to just come help them. So just to help them out, a little bit of basic skill session and a little bit of fun, just to get the guys to see that rugby is not all just about brute force, but it's about fun, building a little bit of relations, and just mixing with other kids here.
These are the kids who are from poor, very, very poor areas, but through rugby we try to get them through in life. So rugby is as in French, école de la vie. So they are here and they now try to get the best through rugby. The guys now have the opportunity to see professional players. It's great for me to get these guys here and to learn from them, because they're really humble guys and they're greatly used to help people around rugby, so it's great.
If you're in a development phase like Mauritius is not right now, and you've got some kind of link with countries that's like South Africa, where rugby is such a big sport and the talent is ripe there, so if those guys can come help out, and I mean the rugby world and the rugby community is always keen to help, so I think it's great for them to tap into that. I know it's the 4th year that the Mauritius tournament is running, and each year bigger names come out, and I think it's only going to grow from strength to strength, and eventually the world will have to sit up and notice a little bit.
From Black River on the west coast to Granby in the north, and the famous Beach House restaurant. Former Springbok Cabos van der Westhuizen established this now well-known landmark a few years ago and hosted the welcoming function for the South African visitors, as well as the national teams of Reunion and the hosts Mauritius.
If rugby's been such an integral part of your being, you want to stay involved in the game. It's like taking something away from you. If you had it for 10, 12 years, you always want to get back into it. So to host these guys here tonight, to see the camaraderie, to see the gears and everything, I mean, that just makes it special. And you obviously miss that in Mauritius. And I think, obviously, being in Mauritius, and there's so much more value that one can add to the actual structures and rugby coaching and whatever, yeah. The 7 guys, they created a proper brand. It's exciting to watch. It's an exciting brand to watch. Sometimes, I must admit, for me, it's more exciting these days sometimes to watch the 7 guys play, because the excitement of the game. And I think it's the change of scenery as well, playing in Japan, playing in America, playing in Vegas and places like that. I mean, you're seeing the whole world for free, and you're going to great venues and not always playing in the winter months. So yeah, they've done a great job, phenomenal job. Mauritius has got a base that they can work from and concentrate on 7s. And I think that's really the route they want to go. And I think things are in the next year or two, you're going to see, I don't say a drastic change, but there's definitely going to be an improvement or an increase in teams. Because all the guys that actually play rugby love the sport. So it's there because his dad loved it, he loved it, it's a family thing, it's a French thing maybe, it's a Mauritian thing. So hopefully in the next year or two, maybe we'll give the Boks a run for their money. Better be careful.
And Cabos, of course, also a former Springbok Sevens player, in addition to having represented the green and gold in the 15s game. With the draw and opening ceremony concluded, it was time for action. The venue, the Dodo Club in Kirripeep. Vision Sport and Volkswagen Mauritius joined forces to create a fantastic atmosphere for the opening day of the tournament. The Rams, Tuners, SA Platteland, Cobras and the 2014 champions Living Ball Outeniqua made up the very strong South African contingent. Reunion sent their national under-18 team, while hosts Mauritius were represented by club sides the Northern Pirates, Western Cowboys and the Mauritius under-18s.
I think that we should play more 7s than 15s, but we'll keep 15s. Half of the season, the first part of the season, we are playing 15s, and the second part, only 7s, except for seniors, just to keep them in the game, or else we'll lose them the following year. But we are putting the accent on 7s in schools, women, and all age groups. It's important because we meet clubs from overseas, from South Africa especially. It's a good experience for our boys.
Alors nous, le comité, on essaie d'accorder de l'importance au 7, mais au niveau des clubs, c'est un petit peu plus difficile. Donc on essaie vraiment de le développer, mais au niveau des clubs, ça reste, au niveau des mentalités, ça reste le 15 reste encore très très fort et très ancré. Mais nous, on fait vraiment des efforts, sachant qu'en plus on va participer au prochain jeu des îles pour développer le 7. Bien sûr, pour nous, ce tournoi il est très important parce que malheureusement, la Réunion, on est insulaire, hein, donc on joue essentiellement entre nous. Et là, ça nous permet vraiment de nous confronter à l'Afrique du Sud, ce qui se fait de mieux. Hein, deux Coupes du Monde, je crois, ça, je ne dis pas de bêtises. 2 Coupes du Monde, donc non, pour nous, c'est vraiment très intéressant. Et ça peut effectivement, ça peut donner l'opportunité à certains joueurs de se faire repérer peut-être et éventuellement d'évoluer à un plus haut niveau.
Mais voilà, mais déjà il faut savoir que le rugby à 7 sur Maurice existe depuis quelques temps par rapport au jeu à l'océan Indien, à la zone océan Indien et Madagascar et la Réunion. Et de toute façon, on essaye d'axer le rugby à 7 au niveau des coaching centers comme on peut le voir sur les terrains derrière pour laisser la chance à des jeunes joueurs de jouer au plus haut niveau parce qu'on pense que c'est dans des compétitions comme celle-ci qu'on peut rivaliser, qu'on peut essayer de faire quelque chose et de jouer contre des bonnes équipes comme le Kenya par exemple en Afrique. C'est super important parce que il faut savoir que étant donné qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup de personnes ici et on n'a pas forcément beaucoup d'échéances internationales mis à part le tournoi océan Indien pour les moins de 18 ans, ça nous permet de confronter à un meilleur niveau, autant pour les clubs que pour les équipes nationales et ça leur permet aussi d'évoluer. Je pense qu'un tournoi comme ça sur 2 jours leur fait gagner 1 an ou 2 ans d'expérience en termes de rugby sur le continent, quoi.
After 2 years of being played in the northern part of the island, the tournament moved to the Dodo Club last year. This year, the weather might not have been all that conducive to sevens, but there was still plenty of enthusiasm for playing and watching the game. The inclusion of sevens at the Olympics has raised the hype around the game on the Indian Ocean island, and the television broadcast of the Rio Sevens had a huge following. In addition to the 5 South African teams, several local club sides as well as the national teams of Reunion and Mauritius also participated.
From 2013 we started this tournament. We've been in Pro Rugby Union and this has just been growing by stature. Every year it's been growing. This year we're hosting about 300 players from junior club level through to senior club level, international teams. There's not enough space for everybody to play, so we need to start looking at different options for venues for next year. So this is really what we are looking at this stage. What we're trying to do is to get more international senior teams into Mauritius, not only to Mauritius but to the rest of Africa, to actually start an African circuit for the African teams to compete, to get their sevens up to where they wanted to be.
A roundup of the pool results, strong performances by the visiting teams. 2014 champions Living Ball Outeniqua, the most impressive South African outfit. The Mauritius club side struggled, but the surprise package, a very well-drilled Reunion team. To the first Cup semi-final, a match between Living Ball Outeniqua, all the way from the Southern Cape, and the South African Country Districts team. The Country Districts squad was selected after the SA Platteland Week in Rates in the Free State. In addition to the winning of the Cup title, there was another massive incentive for the players taking part. Just before the start of the final day, it was announced that Frankie Horn would pick a tournament dream team to participate in the International Schools competition at the Emirates Dubai Sevens in December 2016. Tristan Fourie, the vice-captain of the Living Ball Outeniqua side, going over for the try. The conversion made it 7-0 to the boys from the Southern Cape. The rainy conditions did make for less open rugby. We're into the second half now. But Outeniqua shrugging off the tackles and starting to open up from deep in defence. Daryl Camille, the captain, offloads, picking up at full pace. This is Ishad Snyman going for the corner. Will he be caught? Oh, maybe, maybe not. Is that a try? Some brilliant cover defence and some consultation. Eventually the try awarded by referee Davy Snyman. It was 10-0 to the boys from Outeniqua. A kick upfield by the Platteland's Laurent Pepler. Gathered in though, now the counter-attack from Outeniqua. Always dangerous to kick the ball away. Bram van Heestien, he's just 16. Highly talented. Strong tackle coming in on Fortuin. Loose ball gathered in. This is Paul Rademacher. Corner again. Sees off the tackle, doesn't worry about the corner. Why not? Under the crossbar. Paul Rademacher, the third and final try for Living Ball Outeniqua as they win semi-final 1, 17-0 against SA Platteland. The second semi-final was a repeat of the 2015 final between the South African team, the Rams, and Reunion Island. In that encounter a year ago, the Rams selected a side from the Northwest Province and they defeated Reunion 24-7, which didn't do justice to the efforts of the youngsters from the French-administered island, just a 20-minute flight from Mauritius. The semi was also a very tightly contested affair. First blood to Reunion, a try scored by Adrian Treip, a player who caught the eye of Frankie Horn and selected him for the Dream Team for Dubai. An early lead for the Islanders, 7-0. The Rams getting possession from the restart and playing it wide despite some tricky conditions. A long pass by Charles van der Westhuizen and Ewald Oberholzer crosses for the try. Reunion though still 7-5 up. At half-time that was the situation. The Rams team trying to take control. Had to be very patient with their build-up. Good stepping. Patient build-up, going left and then right. From a standing start, acceleration, looking for its support and finds it. This is the try. Cobus van Heerden goes over. And that finally puts the Rams in the lead. 12 points to 7 to the South African team. The restart, change of direction. Oh, and Reunion kicking the ball away. Dangerous thing to do. Gathered in by Van Heerden, the try scorer. This is Ewald Oberholzer. Steamrolling one tackler, eventually dragged to ground by another. Quick ball to the left, spinning it out wide. De Bruyne. This is Van Heerden. Oh, lovely little show of the ball on the inside. And Johan Grobler will go and score the try. Under the crossbar, and the Rams confirm their place in the final, 19 points to 7. With the two finalists confirmed, time for the playoffs. Host Mauritius up against the CIB Cobras, another select side based out of the Roodepoort Rugby Club on the West Rand of Gauteng. Christian Humphreys gathers for the Cobras, and a straight running and eventually going over for the try, Kieran Mason. The opening try of the match, the Cobras leading by 5 points to 0. That was also the half-time score. Now into the second half. All the momentum with the Cobras. Humphreys again strong on the ball. They spin it out left. Mauritius just trying to get hand on player, let alone the ball at the moment, and struggling in that department. Eventually, well, he was allowed far too much space. Blake Evans over for the try to make it 12-0 to the South African team. With time running out, one more score should be about it. Short side, it'll snipe up that touchline, and it will be all the way for Maxien Tromterblanche. He will finish it off. And a 19-0 with conversion over to the South African boys. The restart went straight to touch. Here come Mauritius now, driving up through Emerick Lamous, the captain. Has he got the pace? He looks as though he has. There's the try. Lamous, a prominent name in Mauritius rugby. Father Philippe is a prominent administrator. Brother Roman is a regular in the senior Mauritian 15s team. 19 points to 7. And here they go again. Lamous, little step, and the passes out wide very, very timeously as well. And here we go down the left wing. It is Hugo Lagesse. And he will go over, narrowing it down to 5 points. Time was not on their side, but a great finish for Mauritius. It finished 19-14.
It was tough. I didn't realize it's going to be this tough. But I've got a good bunch of boys here. And yeah, like you say, I would have loved to get the cup final. But I mean, for the first time out for these boys coming from smaller schools. So I'm very proud of the boys as well now. There's a lot of them that never would have had this opportunity. So I mean, it's brilliant for them. It's a brilliant venue. The tournament is run well. So I mean, all thanks to Vision Sport and them as well. It was brilliant. I mean, it was one of the best I've been to.
We not start very well, but at the end we play with heart, and I think it's the best thing we need in rugby. Mauritius is on a good way with rugby. We hope one day Mauritius can have a good level in Africa, in the continent of Africa.
The bronze medal playoff was between Reunion and the South African Country District side. Reunion a touch unlucky not to have featured in the cup final. The youngsters from the island didn't get that many opportunities to play representative rugby due to their geographical location. But given the chance, they certainly showed what they're capable of. They were well coached by Benoit Subako. They acquitted themselves very impressively. Tenacious in possession at all times. They've got a chance here. Spinning it out wide. And that's some excellent footwork. Has he got the strength? Not quite. Turnover. Ball loose again. Reunion can spin it out to the left this time. Surely not enough players to cover. And it will be eventually a try for Brandon Sarpedon. 10-7 lead to Reunion at the break. Into the second half, the South African side trailing by 3 points and still with a lot of work to do here. Oh, lovely big step. Trying to find a way through though. This is Barry Hubert, offloads to Quinton Beaton. He's got pace on the outside. He's got work to do though still. Cuts inside. And that is an excellent try by a man who had a very, very good tournament. Eventually, though, victory and the bronze medal to the South African Platteland side. The score 14 points to 10.
Dis vir ons 'n groot eer om hier te wees. Half ons is nie regtig veel rugby nie. Ons speel nie regtig sevens daai kant nie. Nou met die toernooi wat ons al gespeel het, wat ons het gehaal het, ons span is regtig nog nie saam gespeel nie. So ons is almal regtig baie bly om hier te wees en almal gee ons beste.
At the business end of the very successful Vision Sports Sevens in association with Volkswagen Mauritius. Not often that a South African anthem is heard in Mauritius. A beautiful rendition of it by Santi Meyreng, a South African lady who's been living on the island for 18 years now. And this is ahead of the final. The defending champions, the Rams from the Northwest Province in South Africa, and the 2014 champions, Living Ball Outeniqua from George in the Southwestern Cape. Former Blitzbok and now top referee Egon Seconds, the man with the whistle. Darren Fortuin with a kick ahead, gathered in by Vincent de Bruyn. Oh, he runs straight into Fortuin, who wrestles possession away. That's great work. And a powerful run. Shrugged off the tacklers, and Fortuin will score the opening try. Brilliantly done. Giving Living Ball Outeniqua the lead in the rain in Mauritius. Into the second half, coming in for the side. Here comes Van Essen for the Rams. He's got plenty of opportunity out wide, couldn't quite make the pass. Lovely support work for the team from Outeniqua. Paul Rademacher with great pace for a big man. Out on the left, he will go over, he's gone round the defence and dots down for the second try to Living Ball Outeniqua. It's 14-0. Good hanging ball, it's knocked down kindly for Outeniqua. Rademacher gained such a power. Going left. Kick for the corner. There'll be a flyer on the end of this. It will be a try to Ishad Snyman. Beautifully worked move, and he just loves it. They move into a 19-0 lead. It's going to be a hard comeback here for the Rams, but they batter it up forward. Available again, short side exploited by Brendan Grobler, and then Johannes Grobelaar gets over under real pressure from Sylvester Hassine, but he scores the Rams' opening try. So Living Ball Outeniqua in these sort of conditions and at the tail end of a tournament like this, fitness absolutely paramount. You don't want to lose direction because you're out of condition. Good composure there by Darren Fortuin. Oh, lovely ball skills. It's available again for Living Ball. Says Camille. Oh, not the best of passes, but it will result in the try. Bram van Heestien goes over. A well-deserved victory to the Living Ball Outeniqua side, 26 points to 5.
It's a very great experience for the guys. Playing in South Africa is a lot different here. The climate, the fields, everything, just the vibe over here is a lot different. It means a lot for for the school to win this, and it's great promotion for the team as well.
Yeah, now that the guys see that we won this tournament here in Mauritius, I think when we go back, the exposure will be more exciting there in George. So yeah, I think it will improve a lot of boys to play sevens, as now that the year that Outeniqua done so well in overseas, on an international tournament.
Well, the sun's setting over Mauritius. The curtain comes down on yet another very successful Vision Sports Sevens tournament. Winning captain Daryl Camille named player of the tournament by Frankie Horn and also included in Frankie's dream team. Superb work by tournament organiser Michael Bainefeld and his Vision Sport Mauritius team. Living Ball Outeniqua crowned champions for the second time. From the Dodo Club, au revoir. These highlights were brought to you by Vision Sport Mauritius.